Okay. Hello. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. So for practice, it's best to sit in a chair that has like a flat surface as opposed to like a cushiony chair or, a recliner or something like that. You want to get on something that is firm and can give you feedback for your posture. Also, the only chair that I'm finding around here to use that's acceptable by my standards has arms, which I don't think is a bad thing because you can, press down with your arms. So just see what you can find to use, and maybe it's a piano bench or a stool or something. I just want you to make sure that you have something to hold on to in case you need it for balance work. So just go ahead and get yourself in a comfortable position. So we don't have a block. If you have a block, of course you can use it. If you don't, then, well, sit up straight, lean back into the back of the chair if you need to, maybe just to get a feel of how it's going to go. Place your hands on your lap. Place the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Suction it there. Relax your jaw. And turn your attention to your breath. And find a spot on the floor a few feet in front of you or to hold your gaze. Soften that gaze so that you can become aware of what's in your periphery. And be sure to include yourself in what you see. So observe the breath as it draws in and down. And exhale completely. Aim the inhalation into the space between the shoulder blades and the side ribs, so that you may begin to notice as the inhalation draws in, the rib cage broadening and lifting. And see if you can't maintain that broadness and lift as you exhale, draw the bladder towards the spine. And lift the chest and lift the crown. Allow the arms to hang out of the complex of the shoulders. Keep the lips gently touching. And open your ears. To use the sounds, the sound of my voice, whatever you can hear in your environment, as a way to help root you into the present moment. Again, tone the belly, broaden and lift the rib cage, and on your next exhalation, rotate your head to the right. With a sense of curiosity as to what your neck has available in terms of movement today. Lift the head, lift the chest, then return the head back to the center. Draw those ears back, sternum in and down. And on your next exhalation, rotate your head to the left. Again, just kind of checking in and go back and forth, seeing how, sorry guys, it's a freaking stinger with wingers. Anyway, again, just checking in and seeing what kind of mobility you've got today. You want to stay in a range of motion that doesn't cause pain or you don't feel any resistance. So that might mean that you just really barely move your head. And if that's the way it is today, that's not wrong. Just remember to continue to lift through the crown and through the ribs. So the next time you rotate your head to the right, I want you to draw that chin down towards the collarbone. Draw that left shoulder away from your ear. Return through the center. Take a full inhale in and down. Broaden and lift the rib cage. As you exhale, tone that low belly, right? Draw the bladder back. Draw the ears back. Sternum in and down. And then rotate the head to the left. Lift through the crown and the chest as you lower the chin down towards the center of the collarbone. Oh yeah. And then return to the center, and you can just start to move back and forth within a pain-free, resistance-free range of motion. So maybe the chin stays in front of the shoulder quite a bit, and that's okay. Or again, maybe the head barely moves. That's okay. Just keep moving in a way to mobilize the neck with the mobility that you have. Don't make it wrong what you don't have. Next, exhale, lower that chin down towards your chest. Draw the arms down towards the elbows. Lift the chest. And then start to lift the gaze. Again, staying within a pain-free motion. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, looking down, if that's available. Keep actively drawing those shoulders away from your ears as you lift the chest. One more time. Drawing that chin down towards your chest. Remember, as if you had a tennis ball underneath, so you're not like, you want it like almost like it's like a reach up and over. And then roll that right ear towards your right shoulder. Yeah. Reach through the left arm. You can internally rotate. Try to keep the spine up and down. Then unwind out of that. Chin back down to the chest. Roll that left ear towards your left shoulder. Right arm, really draw that left shoulder, or right shoulder, away from your ear. And then back to the center. Awesome. Tuck that chin down. Draw your heart towards your spine and lift the gaze. Lift the heart. Again, tuck that chin down. Draw your heart back towards your spine. Lift the head. Lift the heart. Awesome. All right. Now from here, so that was forward sagittal plane. I don't know. I never can remember. So now let's take the ear to the right shoulder and then shorten that right side, and then start to bring the left ear to the left shoulder and shorten the left side. Right ear to right shoulder, shorten the right side. Left ear to left shoulder, shorten the left side. All right, nice. So thinking rib mobility, okay, or T-spine mobility. So you can place your hands on your ribs or cross them under. Give yourself a little hug. Like I'm sure some of us need a hug. Give yourself a hug. And then just start to slide the ribs over to the right, sitting up straight, and then experiment with sliding the ribs over to the left. Now, it may not be a lot of movement, and that's okay, but I want you to try to keep the whole complex of the ribs moving together without letting the shoulders come up, but keep those shoulders down. And then back to the center. Awesome. Now let's Take those ribs back. Ooh, this one's hard. Back ribs to the front. Front ribs to the back. And then again, back ribs to the front. And then see if you can draw a circle with the bottom of your T-spine and take it back in the other direction. And again, you want to stay within a range of pain-free, resistance-free. So anytime that it starts to feel janky, right? Draw that bladder towards your spine. Re-engage in the breath by broaden and lift the rib cage. Lift the crown and lift the rib. Now, you've got a spotlight, okay? And then you're gonna rotate the ribs to the right. Notice how my head is not leading. I want you to lead with the spotlight. It's hard for me to keep my head out of it. Keep drawing your front ribs towards your back ribs. You don't want that to go into back bend or spinal extension. You want to keep that spine neutral. Rotate. All right, back to the center. Pull the shoulders up towards your ears. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Nice and easy. So maybe your shoulder movement, again, it's like staying within a range. If it starts to cause pain or if it causes pain, then back off. See if you can, engage the core. I say it a million times. Tone the belly, broaden and lift the rib cage, lift, right? And then go back to the shoulder rolls and see if that changes. Right? Because you're building capacity as each time that you set the core or the breath activation. So you're building strength and creating more space from the inside out. All right. Let's go ahead and hold that. Over the right shoulder, pull the left shoulder towards the front. Over the left shoulder, pull the right shoulder towards the front. Let's reach it across. Right? We've warmed up the neck. Shoulders. So this movement has been prepared for. All right, and do move how it feels good, right? It's just you in your house on your chair, and I don't know where your husband or significant other is, but maybe they'll want to join you next time. So you see how much fun you're having. All right, so now for the pelvis. I want you to tip the pelvis towards the nose, like your dog, and you're sticking your tail between your legs. And then start to tip that pelvis back so that you're sticking your tail out like a little corgi. And then again, tuck that tail. You can use, if you have arms on a chair, this is a good place to kind of press down and take a little bit of pressure off of the pelvis, right? Offsetting it to the upper body, maybe creating a little bit more space. Come back to neutral so that both sit bones are even on the surface. As you exhale, draw your bladder towards your spine. Inhale, broaden and lift the rib cage. Lift the crown. Then again, if you have arms to that, you can even use your arms like behind you a little bit or pressing down onto the chair, whatever chair, maybe it's a piano bench, I don't know. And then again, start to draw that pubic bone towards your nose. This gets into the low back, right? It starts to lengthen the low back. And if that causes any pain, don't go so far. So you can, again, work in a range. It doesn't create pain. Always, every time, in the neck, in the shoulders, in the rib cage. Don't tolerate fatigue. All right. Tipping that over to the right, and then lift that left thigh. And then as you shift your weight back to the center, you set that left side down, shift your weight to the left, and then shorten the right side, right? So see how the pelvis is going to come back through the center and then tilt, right? We tilted from the front to the back. Now this is from side to side, and you can press. See, and don't get in a hurry, right? Just because I'm going fast, I do not want you to go fast. I want you to take your time and feel your way. And don't get caught up in watching me. I want you to watch by feeling what you're experiencing in your body. Start to drive down, right? As I shift my weight over to the right, and I want to drive that left foot down. And then shift to the left and drive the right foot down in order to tilt the pelvis inside of the lateral plane. Last second. So, okay, next time you're going to shift your weight over to the right, shorten the left side, right? Take that right arm up and just lean to the left. It's helpful if you have an arm on your chair. If not, you can use that arm behind. Good. Then come back. Stay tall. Set that left hip down. Now let's shift the torso to the left. Drive through the right leg. Lift the left arm. Again, the right arm can be on a handle or the armrest or the side of the chair. Oh, so you want to get really tall as you lean to the left. And then back to the center. Alright, now let's extend that right leg, pull your toes towards your knees, point, flex, point, lift the chest, lift the crown, point, flex. And then let's roll that ankle out. Set your foot down if you need to take a break and go back to it anytime. I want you to try to get in the habit of starting with the toes up, and then you're going to internally rotate back to the center, and then externally rotate back to the center. Oh, lots of cracking and popping going on over here. This way, and then this way. All right, spread out those toes. Oh yeah, you guys are at home, you don't have to wear your shoes. But be careful. Keep your shoes on if you need to. All right, now we're going to extend that left. Point and flex, right? It's not Silver Sneakers sanctioned, so I don't have to go totally by the books, but I want you guys to be safe. Point and flex, and point and flex, and point. Let's make a circle. Remember, all the way around from the inside, and then all the way around from the outside. Really spread those toes out, even if you do have on shoes. And then one more time in the other direction. All right, awesome. Now, just lift the heels, scooch up a little bit, just because I need to scoot my camera back. All right, there we go. Heels up, heels down. Let's take one heel up, one toe. Alternate, alternate, alternate. Take those heels out and draw your knees in towards one another. Really drive through your heels so the action of the legs is down into the ground. Good. Really lift up the toes. Keep the toes lifted as you lift up the heels. Keep your knees together. Then bring those heels in. Click as the knees go apart. And then again, bring those knees in. Take the heels apart. And set those heels down. Or heels go in the direction of down, right? If they don't go down, that's fine. But really push in towards the big toe pad. Lift the toes. Lift energetically the heels. press out. And then again, bringing those heels together, knees go apart. Really drawing those thighs away from each other. And then you can use your hands as resistance. Drive those shoulder blades down your back as you bring your thighs back together. Good. Take the heels out. Back together. Out. And back together. Alright, let's roll those wrists in towards yourself. Really flail those fingers around as much as you can. Remember, our hands, oh, they do so much. And then bring them down. And then scoop them up. Press it up. Internally rotate as you bring those arms down. And then externally rotate. And bring those arms up. Notice how my elbows are bent, so and your hands can come out in front a little bit. Remember, that's always going to be nicer on the shoulders. Right? So jazzy hands, roll them out, palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down. Front, bring those hands up to your shoulders, walk your fingers down your back, and really tuck your ribs towards your spine so you're not lifting your chest. I want you to maintain integrity in the spine as you reach the elbows up, and then bring those hands back to your shoulders. Inhale, open up your chest. And then give yourself a hug. And then again. And give yourself a hug. Okay, that's it. The trash truck is coming. So I'll send you guys another video on Thursday. I hope this works.